Hi, this is Lily with the Handsome Nerd Network. Thank you for joining us. We're here in IPL5 in Las Vegas. Today I'm here with John the Translator. How are you doing today?
Um, I had a good sleep yesterday. First time since I came here, so I'm feeling pretty good.
How has Vegas been treating you thus far?
um, it's my third time here, mm, and every time I liked it, and this time I also like it. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you're enjoying your time here in Vegas. Um, John, I think one of the things that have made you really popular within the esports scene here, I, over here on the foreign side, I guess we would say, is your speech that you gave at BlizzCon. How do you feel and how about the new fame that you've gained here on this side, on the States? How do you feel about that newfound fame and how have you dealt with the new fans and all that good stuff that comes with it?
Yeah. Well, it's just I still find it unbelievable because, well, in Korea I'm basically nobody. No one recognizes me as I don't go on the Korean stream often, and I actually have a lot of haters, to be frank. But every time I come here, which is not often, there's so many people who recognize me, and they even get autographs or pictures, and it just doesn't it feels dreamlike. So I'm very flattered, and it's a great honor to have such fans. Yeah.
That's awesome. You're so humble about it. I love it. Can you talk to us about any of the new features that are going to be out for 2013 for GOM?
I can't reveal anything specific, but as announced, the format's going to change a little. Uh, Probably less season, and it's going to be more focused for each season. And um, we're talking with our partners to create something large, but nothing specific at this moment.
Well, thank you. How has the CODES finals been now that it's here in Vegas? What does it feel like to have CODES finals in the States?
Well, the greatest thing when you do um, finals outside of Korea is the fans. The fans show more passion, and it's just so different when we do it in Korea. Koreans are more passive, whereas foreigners are not afraid to show their emotions. And yesterday, even though it was ZVZ, the cheer was really great, and I think we should do it more often.
Were you surprised by the CODES finals?
As in, uh,
Who ended up in the finals, and as well as it went all the way into Game 7, and it was a 30-minute. It was like all the way to the end. We were all on pins and needles to the very end.
yes, I I did kind of expect ZVZ. Zerg has been really strong recently, so I did expect ZVZ, but I did not expect it would be so close, back to back. Also, was I think we did 18 finals so far, and this was second time we had a match where they were tied in after the second set. It was 1-1, and then they kept going on, kept winning one by one, and it was really close till the end, and the tension was so high. Um, yes, everyone, including me, were very surprised. Yeah, it was a much better final than we expected.
Yeah, the finals were great. um, for GSL World Championships, were you shocked that how well the foreigners ended up doing? They seem to be having a come up onto the Koreans.
So to be honest, I had to leave after the first set because I had a meeting. But I saw the results and I was pretty shocked. I expected a 5-0. Yeah, it was 3-2, and that was pretty close. I think, yeah, those five foreigners we have, they are basically the best there is, and they did really good job. Uh, and I think we can expect another um, upset today. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to ask you some more personal questions. Where did you learn English? Your English is very clear.
um, The first time I learned English, although I lived about 11 years overseas, I learned English at pretty late age. The first country I lived in was UK, but I was just a baby then. And after that, I went to Slovenia, where I spoke Slovenian. I was fluent back then. And then I went to Norway. That's when I was like 12, and I went to international school there. So that's where I learned English.
What? How did you get into GOM? Who said we need a translator? That seems like an interesting. It's a interesting job to have.
Um, well, it's actually quite silly. I mentioned in an interview a long time ago that I used to work in a public relations firm for about a half a year. That's what I studied at the school, and that's what I was meaning to do for the rest of my life. But it didn't really suit me. So I quit my job and started to look for something else, something that would interest me. Well, basically, I was jobless and staying home and playing games only. But then I got a call from this. I knew this guy on World of Warcraft. A friend of mine said he has many contacts with the gaming companies, and he introduced me to GOM. They're starting this new tournament, and they need someone to help with the global streaming and business. So I took the job interview, and I thought I didn't do very well because the reaction wasn't so great from the interviewer. And after like 2 weeks, I got another call for second interview, and that time I met Mr. Che, and I felt that Mr. Che was the kind of person that I could really work for. He had great passion, and he was also very interested in me. The thing he liked about myself was not just the English, but my papers for graduation. I wrote about games, and he was really intrigued by that. And after a week, I got a call and said I got the job. Yeah. So, well, at the first, I wasn't really hired for translations. I was more hired for the paperwork and other stuff. But they didn't have, because with such short time, I got hired like 2 weeks before GSL started, and with short time, so they didn't have anyone to translate. And basically, I sort of volunteered for it, and ever since then, I became the translator.
That's an interesting story. Well, what are your future plans with GOM? Do you plan on staying there forever, or what are your future plans?
As much as I have liked what I've been doing so far, I do want to start something new. Maybe go to another department in GOM, or go to different company altogether. But I'm not really sure. Of course, GOM has great potential to grow even bigger, and I'll be honored to be part of that. But sometimes I feel I wonder what would have happened if I did something else other than work at GOM. And I do like to try for another challenge. So I haven't decided yet, but I see how it goes.
I love your sincerity. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I know you're kind of relaxing for right now and you just want to watch games, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Any shout outs you'd like to give before we wrap up?
Well, thank you for the fans. The thing we always crave for at GOM is doing production is perfection, and to be frank, we ourselves feel that we never achieve that. But I guess that's professionalism. You're never satisfied. You always try to do better, and although we may never reach perfection, we always aim for it. And the most perfect thing about our production so far has been the fans, and the fans have been always perfect for us. And if we ever reach perfection, it'll be because of the fans, and I'm very grateful. Everyone at GOM are very grateful for that, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the Handsome Nerd Network. Please catch more of our interviews.